Okay, so chest supported row, right? We talked about on the lat pull down how guys just try to muscle their way through their lat pull downs because they're just ego lifting, right? They're not thinking about using it as an opener, using it as something to warm up with, using it as something to kind of prime their back, or even using it as a finisher, because using it as a finisher is also a good thing because you got all that blood in the back and now you can stretch everything out. So it's really good. In the beginning and in the end of your workout, I don't really see it being like the meat and potatoes of your back workout, but something like this, you can really make the meat and potatoes of your workout because here you actually have leverage, right? So if I really sink my chest into this chest pad and I get my hips back and I get all this length here I have a lot of length on my lat, especially like just being an inch off the stack, I get really a lot of length here. So because I have leverage, I can actually load this up, right? Like right now I got lightweight, but this is something that I can actually load up and make work. So again, just like everything else, you want your shoulders, your elbows to break almost kind of simultaneously. It's almost like break here, pull back here. So that has to happen. So also think about feet. Feet, you want to be real anchored in your feet. So here's the thing too with this. Not every chest supported machine is going to travel in this direction, but this one, it moves on this little arc here. So it's kind of coming down, right? So the fact that it's coming down, right about here is where I want to rise up to sort of move through the pull. So I'm here, this is where I'm fully lengthened, shoulders anchored, drive through. Drive through, I'm trying to grab the meat of my lats as I'm pulling in. Also, angle of elbow is relevant in every pull that you do, but especially here. If my elbows are pointed more out, then I'm going to grab more upper back, obviously. If my elbows are more in, then I'm going to tend to get more lat. So again, the way this is built, and even this particular grip that I'm using here, just really supports sinking into your lats here. So as soon as the pull gets right about here is where I want to come up. Come up. Rise through. So it doesn't matter whether it's single arm, if you're doing the single arm, of course, you're going to get more length. So that really is supportive of potentiating lats and working lats. So here, pressure through the feet, rising up through the pole. It's also this downward pressure that allows you to really feel this muscle here. So it's not a straight pull back, it's down and drag. So here I get this length here. This is as much length as I can get here without this dropping into a rest position. So I'm here, chest pressure here, up, rise through, boom, rise through. I even like looking away so that I could focus more on the sensation than I can on just staring straight ahead. Just allows me to feel it more. So play with it a little bit, but I think this is going to be a much more useful time. Here's the other thing too. I'm going to add a little bit of weight on here. Look, guys, even if you're adding weight, right? Like I'll add a plate and a quarter. The way that I move this weight is not going to change based on how much weight is there. So as soon as I can no longer keep everything intact, and again, I'm not doing this because I'm not able to do this because I'm super strong. I'm able to do this because I can keep the technique solid. The weight should only go up so long as the technique is solid. So for you guys that are muscling through stuff, again, it's the difference between contracting muscles and stretching muscles against resistance with control at a certain tempo in order to elicit muscle growth, as opposed to just muscling through and throwing around weight for the sake of doing that and thinking that somehow that's going to make your physique better. It's like, it's not. It's not. So again, it doesn't matter if this is a heavier weight than it was before. If I can't keep all of the same things, all of the same cues, see, I'm moving this just like it's one plate. And again, not because I'm strong, but because of the technique that I'm using. So focus on technique above the weight. The weight will come. The weight will get heavier because eventually doing the technique, it's not going to stimulate the muscle enough, so you add more resistance, but not before then. So think about that. Don't be a muscle head.